All right, I'm going to get you started on your license plate. First thing you want to do is I'll ask you to create a new image. We're just going to go to File, New Image. And you have options. Of course, you're going to want to name it, Plate Assignment. My computer's lagging, so it's driving me crazy. You have options here, but you don't want these options, okay? Most things are printed out at 300, 360 DPI at a professional level. So it won't look so pixelated. That's where I want you to do. It's 12 by 6. So basically you times it by 300, whatever the number is, in inches by 300. So basically doing that, you get 360, but you add another 0. 360 is like going completely around, a complete circle. 360 degrees, you just add another 0. And like if you're just turning around, going back the way you came, then you're doing 180. And then you're adding another 0. If you don't, you're going to get a really weird shape. You're not going to like it. And I want you to click transparent because that's going to help you out. I'll give you a grid in the back that will help you out measuring stuff out and lining stuff up. We're going to hit OK. Here's our grid. You guys remember certain things, crop tool, the move tool, the marquee. It has the options up here. We can feather stuff out if we want to, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. The marquee tool, either you press down and go or stop and go. You have different pencil tools and eraser tools that I think that you should use for this time. We'll talk about the cloning and the gradient tool as well. So I want you to get to know more of the tools that you have here. And we're also going to do the type tool. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer. We're going to take layer 0, all right, and call it base. I forgot how to lock it, but we want to lock that down so we don't mess with it. This is the first layer we got. We want to get our workable space. You want to gutter all the way around. You don't want to go to the edge. So like 2 boxes in, I'm going to look here with the marquee tool here, the shape tool. When 2 boxes in, I'm going to go to the corner and go 2 boxes in again. 1 box, 2 box. All right. And I should have, it's roughly about 2 boxes in. Then I'm going to go to the fill tool here. And we can pick whatever color we want, like green, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Hit OK. And we're going to fill that in. Now, understand, like, why? Why Mr. Roate? You just want this as a guide of where you can be in and whatnot. Oh, I click down here. It's different. So we click down here. We got these options down here. We can darken, lighten. Okay. I'll do a whole bunch of stuff that you want. But just kind of keep it on normal, and we can change the opacity. So we can see it gets lighter, darker. So we just want a light color so that we can see what place that we need to keep our stuff in. Once you have that, go over here, click it again, deselect. Now we have our gutter. We can see where our gutter is, and we can see where our workable space is. Okay, and then we're just going to go to another layer, layer 2, and I'll put sticker. And we can start building our sticker where we want our sticker to be. Do we want it here? Do we want it up here? Where do we want it? And kind of measure that out. And so, boom. You can use the boxes. Now I have my sticker, and I can choose what color I want it to be. If I want it to be red, okay, so I'm going to have it red. I can hit this tool and color a nice solid color. If you don't want a solid color, you want things more interesting, we can go to the gradient tool here. If you look up here, it gives you the whole thing. Here's the opacity. We can make it lighter or darker. We can change the colors here. If we move these, we change, where it blends and where it doesn't blend at. I can change this color. Hit OK. So now I have a red and a green. I can click on this box here, click on this box here, and I can change that color. I can change my intensities. And this is cool. It gives you a box if you want to go lighter, darker, whatnot. It gives you the option for that, value that I talk about. Shadow, midtone, highlight. So you can pick, I like that one better. Different colors. You can choose different gradients. You can add more in. Look at all these boxes here. You can put all different kinds of colors in here. It's all each box is a color it mixes. Okay? You keep it simple. You keep it 3, keep it 2, keep it 1, blah blah blah. Alright? So let's go with this. Let me change that. Let's go with nice yellow. That's kind of a green. Let's get that up there. There we go. There. That works for me. Alright. Hit OK. That's the color it's going to do. It gives type linear. Be like a line or radial. We have radial. And you're going to go to it, and it's going to only paint what's in the selected box where the ants are. I click, drag, pull, boom. I get a color. Wherever I click is where it's going to start. So if I don't want it circular motion, I can go linear. Where I click first, it will go. If I want it diagonal, I'll do it diagonal. If I want it straight up and down, I'll do it straight up and down. If I want it straight side to side, I'll do straight side to side. Those are your choices that you can put in there. Once you get where you want it, again, you click on this, click on that, it'll take it away, and then you can go to the type tool. Type tool is going to probably cause you a little bit of angst because it's not the best, but it works. I'm going to put AUG for August. And I'm going to move my text box down so that I can see the rest of my image. I'm going to move my box down, kind of put it over top, and that way I can start judging the size. I can move the size to where I want, so it's more in the adjustment of size. I can highlight this. I can change the lettering. All right. If you just click over top of it, this is what I do like. You can change the kind of stylized lettering that you have. Notice some of the stuff we talk about, sans, sans serif, and those are the same schools and so forth, or categories of different type. Gothic, there's a Gothic. You got a whole list of different kinds of type you're free to use. It moves pretty fast. I like this one. All right. I'm going to hit OK. I can take my marquee tool. I can still move this lettering around. If I want to manipulate it, you got to get perfect right on top of it. And you can get it back. But if you're not perfect, you create a new layer and you're going to get frustrated. So you can use that for the Iowa, for your plates, whatnot. Change the lettering. You can make drop shadows, whatever you like to do. You need to make this into an image. I like it if you would use the lasso tool and do solid images, but you can also draw. Those are actually options. You want to start a new layer. And we can make this bigger. The cool thing about doing digitally is that you can make your drawing size bigger so you can have it more fine-tuned. So I can take this here. We got a brush. Here's your brush sizes here. And this is round, square. This is feathered. You can pick whatever brush size that you want. You can add and so forth. Remove those. You also have brush sizes like this. You have spacing, diameter, and hardening. Spacing is if you drag it. You can make that space larger or smaller. Okay. You can change the diameter. You can change the hardness. So if I do it again, let's increase the spacing. Now I can barely see it. Oh, diameter's at 1. No wonder I can't see it. Oh, there we go. So you can see I made it softer, larger. You can do this with these. You want your spacing at 1 normally on that. You can change the diameter, how big it is. And you can draw. You can make it smaller. So if you want to draw on here, that is a large possibility. But drawing on your mouse pad, remember I've had lots of practice, so I may make it look relatively easy. It is hard to do. The marquee tool might be a little bit easier time, it might be a little longer, but definitely it's going to be easier time and probably a lot less frustrating. If you wanted to blend colors, you have your blend tool here. It should be smudge. So you can see how it kind of smears. This is a different smear tool than I'm used to. Alright. So you can see how it just kind of smears stuff around. If you want to use that, again, that can also be frustrating. You don't want the burn tool, you don't want the dodge tool. You got the sponge that can lighten up a color in certain areas. Okay. And different tools to play around with. You also have what I'm going to show you here. I showed you the gradient tool, I showed you this tool. Of course, you know what the eraser is, you know what it does. But this is a cloning tool. I'm going to hold like control basically. And let's just take the eraser. And let's raise that. Let's make it big. Let's make it bigger. All right, I'm going to erase this here. So what a cloning tool is basically what it does. It makes a clone of the image, a copy. So I'm going to hold Command. You see how it changes? That's where it's going to start. So I click there, and I can go anywhere on here, and it will copy that image where I want it to go. I can let off, and I can copy it again. So you can draw out one thing and make it a design element, and copy it over and over again if you wanted to. There's different options that you have for this. All right. You should be making a license plate. It should have 7 to 6 characters. You know the size. If you need to manipulate the size, of course, you go to image size, or canvas size, and you can do all that good stuff. I hope this has been informative. I'm waiting to see what amazing work you do. and go ahead and get to work.